Power to the people, I'm back for a reason. If you clicked on this video, I'll meet you with greetings. Another episode of Part of My Back Podcast. Me, your host, Sebastian West. Follow me on Instagram at _Sebastian West. While I dabble with art and I drop snippets of the upcoming episode before I drop it on YouTube. Yeah, man. Follow me on Instagram at _Sebastian West. This is my art. And I'll probably start like bringing some of the art to the forefront when I record an episode, man, so people can check that out. You know what I mean? Just a little display. Anywho, let's get into it. I'm not going to talk about Godzilla and Kong. It's a waste of my time. Pack that movie up, get that one out of here. I'm not going to talk about Chaos Walking. Pack that movie up, get that out of here. Not going to mention it. I'm going to talk about Justice League coming soon. I'm just letting it simmer and letting people get, get their the movie experience on and watching the film. Because it is 4 hours, so I'm letting people watch it. And then I'll review it. Just giving it some time, letting it simmer, man. Because I got something special for that movie. But I am going to talk about another Korean movie. Yes, I know Korean films. Yes, I can't help it that they make bangers. I can't help it, yo. They make bangers. So get over yourself and watch, don't be afraid to watch movies with subtitles. I'm going to talk about Memoir of a Murderer. Dropped in 2017. I think it's a slept-on thriller. The brief synopsis. It's a serial killer, dig this, a serial killer who has Alzheimer's, who's now hunting another serial killer. Due to the fact that the other serial killer, or I'm going to say serial killer A, who's the old head. You know what I'm saying? My son was old. He was old, and he did his fair share of killings. And now he's after serial killer B, who's a young cub. A is after B due to the fact that B is interested in his daughter. B is also a cop. See what I'm saying? See what I'm cooking up here? Awesome thriller. Let's get into it. Okay, so serial killer A, he had a specific person that he would kill. In his head, he would go after the people that were quote unquote bad. You know what I mean? Say for instance, listen, this is for instance, alright? I don't condone this, alright? Say for instance, Duke sees, serial killer A sees a couple out, and homeboy is wilding, about to give her mule kicks and uppercuts. You know what I mean? Hadoukens, right? He would step in, that's so crazy. He would step in and kill the dude that was, harming the woman. Okay? Also, he would kill women too if they were bad people. Alright? He would bury the bodies in this field. Like, he would go to this field, and keep in mind he had Alzheimer's. He would go in this field and bury the bodies, so eventually he'll forget. But he had these nightmares that would haunt him about the people that he murdered, specifically a particular person. So the movie it picks up quick. Like, there's no hesitation in this. No hesitation whatsoever. Picks up very quick. Shot well, crystal clear. Koreans, man, they use the A1 lens. It's very crisp. The dialogue, awesome. Even though I'm reading it, I can still see the emotion on their faces, so it was A1. The character development, awesome. The old guy, serial killer A, was rather comical to me. He had Alzheimer's, and he would play on that Alzheimer's to get out of things. But sometimes you don't know if he's pretending or if he's serious. Because he had it bad. Like, he really had it bad. His daughter was there to take care of him. She had his back. He got it due to a car crash, if I'm not mistaken. Due to a car crash, which is pivotal, he had Alzheimer's. Now, they showed how he committed a murder, but he had Alzheimer's, so he don't know if he did it or not. You don't know if he's just imagining it or he actually committed the murder. So he had an accident, you know what I mean, and his daughter was moving right along in the film. His daughter was in disbelief that he could do something like this, meaning be a serial killer. Because he told her before, and she, you know, it's like, oh, you know, you got Alzheimer's, I don't believe it. Serial killer B steps in the picture. The reason serial killer B popped on serial killer A's radar is due to the fact that bodies were dropping. He's thinking in his head, listen, I'm not doing this, so who the heck is killing somebody? Like, what's going on? Like, something's up. Bodies are dropping, and I need to know who's, like, taking my shine in a certain aspect of things. He felt like, yo, who's stepping on my toes? Like, what would he doing here? Like, what's really going on? He finds out who it is, which is a cop, and he had another friend who was also with the force, and he's telling them that, yo, I think, oh, here it is, boom, I just remember, pardon me. He met him due to the fact that the killings were taking place, and he got in an accident. Boom, he got in an accident. He saw blood in the back of serial killer's B trunk, serial A. He saw blood in the back of his trunk. Now, serial killer B played upon his Alzheimer's and said he was delusional. He saw something that he didn't see. So serial killer A took a blood sample, did his own lab work, and found out it was human blood. Serial B one step ahead of him, and he works, you know, with the force, switched it and made it seem like it was a deer. So now everybody think that serial killer A is bat crazy. Like, they think he's bugging, which he is. But this time he isn't bugging. So now serial killer B starts to torment him. He starts to become interested in his daughter. Lo and behold, he's rapping to her, you know, getting close and whatnot. Daughter introduces him to serial killer B, serial killer A. They have like this dope scene where they kind of have a face-off, like they know each other, like they know that you're, you know what I mean, like a Mexican standoff. Like, I know you, you know me, you know how I carry it, I know how you carry it. Who's gonna bend and fold? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's really gonna happen between you two? Very suspenseful, man. Very suspenseful scenes. So serial killer A tells his daughter, listen, stay away from him. He's a dangerous guy. She don't want to listen to him. She's like, Dad, you're crazy. You know what I mean? You don't know what you're talking about. Serial killer B, I'm a fast forward, man. Serial killer B, one day, serial killer A kept a journal. He was typing everything he did in his computer and via like tape recorder or whatever, so he could remember. You know what I mean? So he would play the tape back so he could remember things. Awesome, man. This was awesome. And he would write things down. Everything that he's done, he would type it in a computer. Memoir of a Murderer. See what I'm saying? See him going here? So serial killer B, the daughter says, you know, I'm interested in him. I'm bringing him over, etc., etc. I think I want to marry him, blah, blah, blah. Serial killer A is like, no, you can't do this. I know what he is. He's a killer, like me. Started like, yo, I don't believe you, Dad. You're going crazy. So he shows her. He tries to paint this picture of, you know, you don't. He flashed back like, you remember when my boots were muddy, and you know, I just came from doing this, and this is why it happened. The daughter then starts to believe him that he wasn't just lying. Now that serial killer B knows serial killer A is on his heels, he starts to really manipulate the police task force and torment serial killer A. So he comes over, he, you know, ties him up, and he tells him that I'm going to kill your daughter, and there's nothing that you can do about it. You either confess or I kill your daughter. So he had him tied up, because when serial killer B came over, serial killer A was going to kill him and sneak him, you know, just like sneak him out of there and say, hey, listen, your boyfriend had to leave or something of that nature. But serial killer B was ahead of the curve. He injected him with some sort of sleep, had some sort of sleep medicine in a syringe or something like that. Like, he was done. He woke up, he was tied up, he told him what his plan was going to be, how he was going to do it, how he was going to get away with it. When serial killer A woke up, he has Alzheimer, so he didn't know whether he was dreaming or was it a reality. That's how messed up serial killer B, he played on that Alzheimer's. So he went to check his laptop, his things were still there. Yet and still, serial killer B had told him that he read his memoir. He read his memoir and he was going to expose him. He was going to take the rap for all the murders that's going down in a town, and serial B had planned to escape. Boom. Gets to the climax. So serial killer A winds up telling his daughter to leave him, like leave town or whatever. He had Alzheimer's so bad that he imagined that he had a sister. He did have a sister, but he imagined that his sister was still alive. That he told his daughter to go with my sister to the nunnery. Now, sister had passed. Like it was crazy. And serial killer A had started off early killing. He killed his dad due to his dad being abusive to his whole family. So he had said enough is enough and he's killed his dad. Now serial killer B has the daughter. The daughter's on her way to see serial killer B. Boom. Serial killer A, the friend on the task force finally believes him due to serial killer A showing him evidence and pointing him out like, yo, check this, check that. He recorded some things, you know what I mean, just in case he forgot. His friend believed him. He was on his way to the cabin to arrest Duke. Duke kills him, like no problem, got him out of here. Got the daughter, and the daughter finds out the dad was telling the truth. So now they have this big standoff, this big fight scene. Very, very, very. It wasn't anticlimactic at all. Served its purpose. This was a showdown. Keep in mind, homeboy's old. He used to rough people up. Like, old head used to rough people up, get him out of here instantaneously. Now that doesn't happen anymore because he's old. Like, you know what I mean? He ain't built like that no more. He used to crush eggs with his hand. He couldn't do that no more. Like, you know what I mean? Just old. Like, son was old, man. He was old. Like, you know what I mean? So the young pup came through, tuning him up real nice. They tussling. He had his daughter tied up, but his daughter ended up escaping. She ended up escaping, running, hiding in the house. She made it seem as though she left in the woods, but she was interned in the house. So boom. Now, serial killer A stated that, listen, if you don't tell me where she is, I'm going to frame you and get away with it, marry her, I think kill her. He's like, I'm going to kill her, kill you. Which one you going to pick? You know what I mean? What's your options here? He ends up... He has these spells, these Alzheimer spells, right? So yes, he ends up killing homeboy. He kills homeboy. He tells his daughter the truth. His daughter, is in disbelief that, he confessed to her finally, like, yo, I did all these things. Yes, I did all these things. She reads the memoir, the tape recorder, the whole shebang. She knows the truth. The cat is out the bag now. Now, here's the spin to the film. You thought that was his daughter. It wasn't his daughter. It ended up being somebody else's daughter. He killed her mom and decided to take her as his daughter. He confessed and told her that. Dope movie. And in the end, it's this scene where it shows homeboy, serial killer B, alive. So you don't know if this was in his head or if he really existed, or if homeboy got away, and if if all these things really happened, or he was just imagining this all in his head. Dope movie, man. Dope movie, man. Check out Memoirs of a Murderer. Came out 2017, Korean film, man. I'm gonna give that an 8 out of 10, honestly. Memoirs of a Murderer is dope. It's a dope movie, man. Check it out. Oh, by the way, it's mature audiences only. Mature audiences only. Don't have nothing spooky in there. It's just a violent film. Very violent. Good story though. It's a crime thriller, suspense type of movie. Dope. Check it out. Anywho, man, listen, man, if you don't like what I'm kicking, like what I'm spitting, just know when you tune to this, the cloth is different. Remember, big shots number the little shot that kept shooting. Tune in next week for the next episode. Oh, forgot one more thing. If you don't like my reviews, cut me some slack if that ain't good enough. Pardon my back, man. Now with big shots number the little shot that kept shooting. Tune in next week for another episode of Pardon My Back Podcast. Me, Sebastian West, hold it down, man. Pardon my back. Salute.